If they never hated me before, you gon' hate me now. See,
what is going on, man? It's your big brother K, man. You know, when I'm chilling here with my brother Keith Stowe.
What's going down, man? We back in the building again.
Back in the building, man.
Yeah.
Check this out. Y'all are witnessing the first episode of the Underground Dialogue podcast. And just to give y'all just a quick little intro what y'all will be expecting to see. What you can expect to see. It's going to be just straight realness at its finest. The title of the podcast, the name of the podcast speaks for itself.
What's it called?
It's Underground Dialogue.
What's it called?
Underground Dialogue.
What's it called?
Underground
Dialogue.
Underground Dialogue.
And it's going down.
And that's what it's going to be about, man. It's fitting. The name is fitting because, you know, we not going to sugarcoat anything that we speak about. We'll of course have interviews with some of your favorite artists and political people and activists and whoever. Because there ain't no big I's and little U's in our world. We don't get caught up in that. We'll be doing panel discussions, things of that nature. We got round tables and everybody in the room ain't gonna always agree with everybody else in the room. But at the end, we gonna always start in peace and leave in peace. So just a quick little rundown to make y'all understand what we're working with. But tonight,
it's going down.
it's night one. And yeah, so before we get started, Keith, what you been up to, man? I ain't seen you in a while.
Man. We just been building, trying to get this off the ground, doing the websites, getting that stuff off the ground, everything in-house, started doing clothes, got that stuff going in, so you'll see.
See the merch is on his head.
This is work hard, we doing something. We're gonna have you dripped in some stuff in a second.
Okay, that's what's up, man.
See, we got the whole setup. So we're gonna be get some stuff going. So
don't put me in none of that. No fly.
Nah, we got skinny
stuff,
jeans for you,
bro.
bro.
Okay, cool. That's all I need to know. You know what I'm saying?
Got some rhinestones.
Y'all know I need my skinny jeans and my beads and my studded shirts and all that, man. Straight up, man. But yeah, I know you always working, bro, and that's a beautiful thing. So we gonna make sure that the merch is always visible
and available.
As y'all see right now.
Yeah, what you got going on, big guy?
Man, look. If they don't know what I got going on, then just go on and just jump off the bridge right now. We always doing music and always out here in these streets trying to make a difference, man. Straight up. So tonight we got to go in, bro.
Let's do it.
Because once again, it's that season where they attacking black men.
Yeah.
We are in that season. We're in that climate where brothers are starting to speak out, or any time a brother speaks out, then here come the bloodsuckers, here come the wolves that try to remove that truth that's coming out of any black person's mouth.
Okay.
And anybody that's been following, y'all know that Kyrie Irving is the latest.
Yeah.
He's not the first and he's definitely not the last, but this current attack that's on him, it's being ramped up so hard that it can only lead us to believe that they are targeting this brother to make an example out of him. So the first question I want to kind of pose, and I guess it's going to be rhetorical to a degree because I think a lot of us know the answer, but for those who might be watching, y'all might not know. Y'all might be really just sitting here like, I don't get it. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Anytime a black man comes out and speaks truth about the Jewish community, the first thing that they try to do is accuse him of being a liar and an anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
That's the word they use, that anti-Semitic word. If you're not familiar with that word, get to know it from both angles. And when I say both angles, I mean what the true definition of it is, and matter of fact, in reverse, what their definition of it is, then go look up what the true definition.
How we find their definition?
Well, this is the way you find their definition.
Yeah.
You go and research every black person that has ever been called an anti-Semite and why. And what they will say is, according to their definition, is any verbiage that disrespects, insults, or defiles the Jewish religion or members of the Jewish community.
Or the AKA the untouchables.
Right, the untouchables, man. The invisible. I ain't say the invisible, but they're very visible.
They very visible.
But that's their definition. We'll get into the real definition as we go further.
Okay.
But the problem is that the elites in the Jewish community, they know that when one of these brothers come out and start speaking these truths that we're gonna get into,
All right.
they are fully aware that it is the truth.
Okay.
It's not if they say they lying, they just putting that out there to kind of deflect.
Gotcha.
So if you go back to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, you go back to Malcolm X, you go back to Martin Luther King, all of the people that were not the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, but Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, individuals that they claim and love so much now,
All right.
they were accused of being anti-Semitic back in the 60s, back when they walked the earth.
And they were just telling their truth. They're telling the truth.
They was telling the truth.
Yeah.
But I understand the concept of a person telling their truth because according to this Constitution, you should have the right to freedom of speech, supposedly, right? So even if you say, well, this is my truth, and some people will say, man, we can debunk that. I can debunk what you call your truth. But according to you, they still got the right to say it. So all of the beloved individuals that we see now, a lot of black individuals that's so beloved now, they were being called anti-Semitic
Back then.
decades ago. So fast forward, now in the current day, you have the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, who I would feel comfortable in saying that he would be at the top of the anti-Semite list.
Is he still in?
Huh?
I think he still is.
No, that's why I say he's at the top
Okay.
of the anti-Semite list. He's the poster person for anti-Semitism in this country, according to the Jewish elite, right? But the problem is that nothing that he has ever said in honest critique has ever been proven to be false. So when that's happening and he's continuously called him out and say, well, okay, well, look, man, if y'all got a problem with what I'm saying, let's sit down and have a discussion.
No.
Yeah. Or the narrative turns into, man, that's beneath me. I'm not gonna sit down and talk to a person like that. Hold on, but wait a minute. You can't accuse somebody of being a lie and all that, but then you don't want to square. The person say, well, hey man, I don't want no smoke. Let's sit down and get some understanding.
No.
That ain't work.
You're known for being a great debater. Because you hit me with truth all the time.
Yeah.
I don't want to debate that.
Right.
There's narrative out already.
And it goes to, again, they know that he's not lying.
That's why I say you fight with truth.
They know. So if you want to keep your lie burning, you can't sit with somebody who's going to bust it down publicly. It's like before the whole world.
Yeah.
So they got to keep that going. So instead of saying, okay, well, yeah, we'll sit down with you, it's more of, well, now he's an anti-Semite, he's a lie. But now Kyrie Irving is the latest example.
Okay.
Because, for those who might not know, he posted about a documentary called Hebrews to Negroes, and they came after him. They came after him, and
all he did was post, right? Just the link and the cover of a documentary.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
All right.
But again, they understand that there's information in that documentary.
Okay.
I ain't seen it.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's 100% accurate in terms of just the actual facts and details of it. But what I do know, what I'm confident of, is that the information that is in it, based on even just the title, there's some condemning information about the false identity of, as the scriptures say, those who claim that they Jews, but they not. Okay. So in that regard, they came out at him. They say it's anti-Semitic. They say it's misinformation. They say it's a lot of hate and all that scattered throughout the documentary. They pressed Kyrie to condemn it. They pressed him to apologize. He didn't want to apologize. So now suspensions, removal of all his endorsements, all these things that have the familiar playbook that they always pull out on anybody who does
And
it.
just because he posted that cover. And I looked at the post, and right at the below it, it says Amazon.com. Where you can get this documentary. They're distributing it. They're making profits from it. They don't say shit. I mean, they say nothing about Amazon.com.
Yeah, and
Jeff Bezos is a what?
there we got to ask the question: who owns Amazon?
Jeff Bezos, is he
A
a
billionaire
untouchable?
named Jeff Bezos, who happens to be Jewish according to the little research that I've done.
Wow.
So that speaks to the point of, okay, you are going after the branch, but you ain't going after the root.
Yeah.
Because if the very documentary / book that you claim to be so offensive and so anti-Semitic is being sold on Amazon by one of your own, then is it about the money, or is it about we offended, or the misinformation versus the truth? What is it really about? You know, that's not the first example of that. It goes deeper than that, because when it comes to the bread, they'll get the bread regardless of the situation, because they know they can make that black person the fall guy.
See, that's the crazy part. They crucified him by sending people to that site.
Yeah.
And then they crucify him, but not the person that owns the site, not the person who's making money for the site, not the person that's profiting.
That's always been the playbook. See, it's the same as with the rap game.
Yeah.
Like, and we will fall for that same trap as black people. We will talk about how messed up these rappers is, and the way they rap, the content is killing the people, it's poisonous, destroying the minds of the youth and all that. Okay, cool. I can't argue with you on some of the content, but we will not go after the labels and the CEOs that are putting the music out, because we can't hear the music that's so bad if they don't sign the artist and distribute that stuff, you know. So at the end of the day, it's hypocrisy on the highest levels. But the question I want to really get into is, what's the real purpose of why they push these black people to always bow down and apologize after posting the truth? The black people that they pay and they build up and they make millionaires, why is it so important for them to get the apology?
On camera, they gotta have it recorded, it gotta be public at all times. And it's like a lynching to me. It's the buck breaking that we was referring to.
And I'm glad you said buck breaking, because here's the deal. We already know the buck breaking. In the time of slavery, they would bring out the biggest, strongest slave, and they would publicly humiliate him. They would, whatever they doing, whether they hanging him, whether they castrating him, whether they just tarring, feathering him, whatever it is that they gonna do, they do it in the presence of all their slaves. So fast forward, the modern version of that is TV, social media, where millions and millions of eyes are on him, because it's gonna be way more eyes on a black man that is forced to bow down and apologize in 2022 because of the technology, because TV,
and
social media,
throw it everywhere,
compared to 1822 when it just a few hundred people standing around watching his brother be brought down. But it's what it's really about. It's about the breaking of the black man's will and his spirit. That's what it's all about. Make no mistake about it, because they got the money, and they'll break a brother down like that, because even if he's generating money for them, they know, oh, we can get another cat to come in and do that. We can get another dude that can rap real good, sing real good, act real good, play basketball and football real good. It ain't about that. It's about taking this man who may initially have said, I'm standing on what I said. I'm not apologizing. I ain't bowing down. So they go, okay, all right. Well, let me get them endorsements off you then, bro. Let me get that Nike deal from you. Okay, let me suspend you from the team without pay. Let me start hitting you in your pocket and striking that financial fear in you. And then once they do that, the majority of us will say,
I'm sorry about it.
I'm gonna go ahead on and apologize. So when they get it that way, or if they just get it straight out, now they get their rocks off by sitting back and saying, we made him, see, I told you we can make him do it. Okay, so now they've broken his will, but it's a bigger picture to it, bro.
You ever seen what's that movie? I'm sorry to cut you off. It was a movie with Eddie Murphy, and he had these two rich people on there. And, and they just sit back and they was just making
trading places
with it. They just make little bets. See,
yeah.
You think we can get on the?
They played with our life and our legacy. But what it is, the bigger picture is that it ain't just about breaking the individual's will who made the statement or put the post up to make him apologize. It's about breaking the will of those who look up to him, those who admire him, those who view him as a role model and a hero. So now, this is how it unfolds, y'all. Kyrie Irving or anybody else, they put the post out or they make the statement. The Anti-Defamation League or anybody in the Jewish community, they come out and say, we offended, that's anti-Semitic, he needs to apologize. Okay. The black celebrity says, nah man, I'm good. I'm doubling down, I ain't saying nothing wrong, I spoke the truth, I ain't apologize. What we at home doing, we hear him say that, we going, yeah! There we go. It's like we watching a basketball game, somebody dunk on somebody, we get crunked. So that gives us strength. That gives us inspiration because our dude stood strong, right? So then we look up 2-3 days later, a week later, once they start pinging and once they start taking his stuff away, now it turns into, we see him on the podium and I just want to apologize and I'm sorry if I offended anybody. And so what did that do to the same ones of us who were just going, yeah, now we like, man. There we go. So it ain't about just breaking one person. It's about breaking and making all of us be dejected. So that's the big picture in this whole thing, man. They know exactly what they're doing because when you have that lie going like that, and when you know that you are operating and benefiting for centuries off of a stolen birthright, a stolen legacy, you got to keep that by any means necessary. You ever seen them crime shows where dude messing over his wife, even cheated on his wife, and then the wife finds out, and then she say, okay, you know what? I'm exposed. I'm gonna tell everybody what you did to me, and I'm gonna get a divorce, and I'm taking all of your stuff. And then he gets together and he plots to kill her. And he killed her. Because he does that because he's like, I cannot let this secret get out. It's the same principle, bro. The exact same principle, man. So we dealing with a playbook, man. They running the same pick and roll, the same give and go that they've been running on us for years and years. And the effectiveness is rooted in our fear of them taking everything that they gave to us. So there it is, man.
Man, that's crazy. And I was gonna piggyback on some of that. But with Kyrie, it always looks like, you know, when they say people that make it to the NBA, it's like 1 out of, I don't know, 10 million that actually makes it through there. And when they push them through there and everybody's looking, cheering them on, it sort of messes with the mentality of your man. I want to say what masculinity as well, too. When you see somebody that's been able to stand on their own principles, and then you're like, okay, we respect that, we're pushing them back, and then he buckle at the end. It's sort of like, man, how far can you get being a masculine man in this field if you want to progress and make it to the next level?
Yeah, because
it really ain't none out there.
it's always been a plot. If you go back and look, and I ain't no preacher, bro, but sometimes when things get said, like what you're saying, certain scriptures will pop in my head, whether it be a Bible scripture, Quran scripture, it'll just pop in my head.
Gotcha.
So when you saying the attack on our masculinity, it takes me to the time of Moses. It takes me to the time when Jesus was getting ready to be born, and there was a decree sent out by the rulers to say, look, we're going to kill all boy babies 2 years and under. Because, and then you fast forward it all the way to the modern day where the plot is continuing to be kill the male, spare the female. So killing the male doesn't always mean physically taking his life. It means, again, breaking his will, taking his masculinity, or locking him up. Just the removal of that male dominant presence out of the household, out of the black community. Now the sisters are out here left to defend for themselves. The children are left to defend for themselves and figure it out for themselves, which brings down the whole community. So yeah, that's exactly what it is, man, because a dominant male figure in the family is not going to allow the family to crumble.
Like that.
They're not going to allow the family to crumble. So the playbook has always been laid out the same way. And what they would do is make themselves, what they have done is made themselves to be the definitive moral authority over the whole world. Meaning that everybody has to cater to them and making them happy, and to be walking on eggshells to not offend them.
In order for you to be successful.
In order for you to be successful, in order for me to keep you, you want to stay like you are, boy? Watch your mouth.
Or you don't want to go back to the pack?
Watch your mouth. Plain and simple.
That's crazy.
So it just speaks to something that we got to educate ourselves on, because even if we talk about Kanye, you know, and a lot of people have their opinions on Kanye. Some people like him, some people. Kanye is probably the most polarizing dude that's out right now. You either totally with him or you totally against him. But what I try to do is, even in the midst of a lot of things that a person might do that might make me scratch my head or that I disagree with, you know, we taught to pull truth out of any place we see it.
Exactly.
So what Kanye, some of the things that he has said in relation to the Jewish community is right on point. And I'll get to Minister Farrakhan in a minute, because I believe that the minister is the seed of a lot of these brothers and sisters starting to come up and talk like that. But a lot of the things that he said was right on point. But
he'll say some other stuff.
You know, that's a whole, that's another conversation, because sometimes it conflicts because people are like, okay, man, are you conscious or are you
crazy
with them? You with them or you with us? Wow. You know, and some is where he's with us when it's convenient, and he's with them. So, but the principle I'm really speaking on speaks mainly towards if he says that, like Minister Farrakhan been teaching for the longest, that the Jews control every element and aspect of society. From entertainment to the banking system to whatever you can think of. So when he said that, it wasn't a new revelation to us, because we knew it, and we've heard, like say, we've heard the minister teach on that, which I believe is where he got it from. But also, they denied it. They denied it when the minister said it, and they denied it when he said it. But right after they denied it, what did they do?
They started whipping them.
They took everything that he had and proved that they do control everything, right?
Facts.
So we gotta be able
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, we gotta be able to discern and look at it like, okay, well yeah, that's what it is. Because look, this book,
What's that book called?
The Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews.
Okay.
And
It's a 3-part. And
yeah, this is volume 2.
I seen Dr. Muhammad Halal, what's his name?
Brother Abdul Halim.
Yeah, he had it on.
Shout out to Big Brother Abdul Halim Muhammad. But the subtitle of this book, it says How Jews Gained Control of the Black American Economy.
Yeah.
See, this speaks about what we've been talking about. It speaks about the control that they have over every aspect, every financial component that exists. But it says control of the Black American economy, because who owns the record labels?
Yeah.
Who owns the football teams? Who owns every element?
Agents.
Come on, man.
Yeah, the movie. You know, Weinstein's in them.
Come on, man.
Film Hollywood.
Come on, man. Everything, man. The managers, all of that are them. So it can't be denied.
Jewish lawyers is supposed to be the best
Everybody,
lawyers.
everybody, because they have a network
That's it.
that they just pass us along through. Oh, you need a lawyer? Okay, let me call my guy such and such. And it's all tied in together. So when you see this, when you read this book, you get an idea of, okay, this is how it came to be. But I always have to make sure when I talk about this book to mention that this ain't no just book written
wrote
by
that, right?
Nope.
No, ain't black people?
Nope. We're gonna take that off us right now, because I know that's the first thing that they'll say. And unfortunately, it's the first thing a lot of black folks will say, well man, that's the black folk, they can put anything they want to put in the book. Nah. This book is from writings of members of the Jewish community. Their history, because they were wise enough, the people who put this book together was wise enough to know, okay, we have an inferiority complex as black people. We have a sickness as black people that we don't trust each other.
Yeah.
But if we see where the white man wrote it or the Jews wrote it, oh, well, it must be true.
Yeah,
so to read about something where they are actually condemning themselves, now you can't argue.
Wow.
Now you can't argue. So yeah, the control is there, man. And the narrative, the basis of the control is that the narrative can be spent any way that they want to spend it. So whatever I say, you can make me sound crazy. You can tell, oh, this dude is crazy. Oh, this dude's an anti-Semite. Or we can pull up his criminal record. We can criminalize him. We can make him look crazy. We can find a picture of him where his hair was all over his head.
Many different ways to whip him.
Right. And then what happens after that is like, oh, okay, well, public opinion is swayed and deceived. Well, man, that dude is crazy. Man, that's, oh man, yeah,
Can't believe nothing he said.
Wrong with him. But six companies control all of media.
What's those?
And they happen to all be Jewish owned. And it's Sony,
Okay.
it's Warner Brothers, it's Comcast.
Wow.
It's hold on, I got them wrote down. Let me try to, because I wrote them down just so I wouldn't forget.
You said Disney?
Disney, it's Sony, Paramount, Fox, Comcast, Warner Brothers, and Disney.
Okay.
Under those companies is a whole under those umbrellas a whole list of sub companies. You know, the TMZs of the world, the CNNs, all those different spots that they control all of media. So you can't escape it, no matter what you do. And this goes for the record labels. This goes for the sports teams. When you start naming a lot, when you go down a list of owners who own the NBA teams and all, even the commissioner Adam Silver, who's really at the forefront now of putting the weight on Kyrie
on his neck. Yeah.
You know, because now what they're trying to do is they're trying to make him jump through hoops.
Yeah.
Get back in good.
They said he can't just apologize because they don't feel like there's more to say. He has to now go and go to classes.
Yeah, you got to do sensitivity training. You got to donate money to so-called oppressed causes. He's got to jump through a bunch of hoops in order for them to say, okay, boy, you good enough.
Now go play some more ball.
Come on and go dribble for us some more. And or if you don't, you ain't got to do it. You ain't got to do it. But you'll never play in our league again. You'll get Kaepernicked. We gonna hit you with the cap slap.
And the crazy thing is the whole league is. I was watching the documentary about the NBA, and before, when it was mostly white people, it was garbage. And they had Wilt Chamberlain and
Bill Russell.
They just put a couple in there, and they was acting up. 80 points a game, 100 some points a game. And so then when the transition and the black people started getting in, we actually gave the NBA its swagger. We gave it everything. So we still kind of, focus like the white ice is colder, because we still don't want to pull out stuff, because we are part of the NBA.
Yeah. Well, 75-80% of the players in the NBA are black.
Now you see what they're trying to do, bring the people from overseas in.
But they try this, so we're going to make it a global game. I mean, that's cool. Yeah. But what have to happen with us is that we got to recognize our power. We got to recognize that we are the power.
That's what I was saying.
They're not the power. They're not the talent. Their only talent is to exploit the talent. See? Yeah. So 75 to 80% of the players in the NBA are black, with almost 50% of NBA viewership is black. Yeah. Black people watching the games. So with that being said, okay, that's a picture of your power right there. Yeah. But I'm glad you brought that up, bro, because that transitions us into the next part of this, the back half of this conversation, because when you see that 75% of the players are black, and not just, 75% are black, you talking about superstars, global superstars, LeBron James, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Giannis, all these, James Harden, whoever you name, I can't even remember everybody.
You said James Harden. All right, go ahead.
Well, you know what I mean. But the point is, bro, if they would just get together, and look, we not the first person that have had this conversation about them. If they would just get together and say, well, wait a minute, man, I don't really like the way they trying to do Kyrie, bro. Yeah. Because if they'll do that to him,
most definitely
they'll do it to us if it comes down. What if it's something I stand on, and they're telling you it's only so much we gonna let you stand on. Okay, if a few black people get killed by the police, we'll let y'all wear some little t-shirts in the layup line. We'll let y'all do that. But once you get to the point where you going in too far on the people who signed them checks, so get together and say, man, that ain't cool how they doing Kyrie, bro. Yeah. Why don't we say, hey, well, look, man, y'all don't get off Kyrie head. We not playing. We just gonna sit down for a month.
You know, this shows that they won't do that. That shows Kyrie also. I don't care how much you stand up. You're going to be standing up alone. It show Kaepernick. I don't care how much you kneel. You're going to be kneeling alone, because go ahead and see how many people going to stand right behind you. Yeah. Now, a certain percentage of the audience might pump you up, but they can't do nothing with you.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, all they would have to do is, if 20 black all-star players, superstar players, just say, we ain't hooping. Yeah. Now what happens is the revenue goes down because attendance goes down. You know, when attendance goes down, revenue goes down. So now you're losing ticket sale money, you're losing concession money, you're losing parking money, you're losing merchandise money. Okay, now it's like, okay, I don't need to have NBA League Pass no more, because I don't want to watch these guys. I don't know none of these guys. I don't want to watch this. So that money goes down. All these different things start to create a domino effect, and sooner or later, when their bottom line starts to be compromised like that, they're gonna come to the table. They're gonna come to the table. But what they bank on history. Just like you say, the history has shown that if one of us getting some in the grease like that, the rest of them like, hey man, I wonder how Kyrie gonna get out of this one. And they even go so far as to take black people in media and push them out front to be the ones to condemn Kyrie.
The most.
Yeah, exactly. Because you got to look at it. And I thought about this stuff. I said, man, you don't really hear a lot of white sports analysts going in on Kyrie. You don't see that. You don't hear that. It's always gonna be the black ones that's gonna sit up there, and I call them the sick 'em dogs, and like they go sick 'em, go get them, and they go in with passion.
And it's also the same one.
Hatred. Yeah. Well, you know, the ones that make the most are gonna be required. They say to whom much is given, much is required. Right. So for we pay you $10-20 million a year to sit up and talk sports, but we're not just paying you to talk sports, we also paying you to stand on what we tell you to stand on. So we have a problem with this guy. We need you to go out there and condemn that behavior. And so that's why you see the same ones, the big name ones, and the way they deliver it. They deliver it with so much force and passion. It's like, man, these dudes is straight up selling not just Kyrie out, they selling us all out.
Themselves too.
Yeah, well, see, the sellout a lot of times, the ignorant sellout. Because you got the sellout that know he'll sell out. Yeah. You're like, hey man, I'm a buck. If I got a buck band, but you got the other ones who are naive. Now we can pick and choose what category we think whoever's in, but the ones who are naive, they always the last ones to find out or understand the consequence of that they selling themselves out. They always the last ones to find out. But
I love it when they think they done got so good with Daddy or with Master, and then one thing slips up on their behalf, and they you gotta get out of here too, sir.
Yeah, because Master don't make no distinction among his slaves. See, now he may favor this one over that one simply because of what this one has produced for him. It's like, okay, well, I got a real good nigga slave. This one here have generated $1 billion for me or more. Because even if you take a brother like LeBron James, at last check, I think he might be a billionaire now. I think he's worth.
He's been doing some investments,
Okay, so if he's a billionaire now, and as Minister Farrakhan taught years ago, no black person reaches that status without Jewish assistance getting to that point. So if you are worth $1 billion, then you generated billions for them.
Fact.
You're not gonna make more than them, even off yourself.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is that they look at that and they understand, like, well, hey man, I made him, but they that going that deep in the water with them also contributes to the fear that a lot of these brothers have. Like, I don't want to do it. So, because we asked that, well, why don't they just walk off the court? Why don't they just walk off the field? Yeah. Jerry Jones told them during the Kaepernick era, if any of my players kneel down, they getting cut or they getting fired. And nobody did it. And I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
But then I thought about it, I said, well, I guess I can kind of believe it. So, you know, they understand that history has said, well, these niggas ain't gonna do nothing.
At all.
They ain't gonna do nothing at all. But if they did, bro, man, you would see, man, they would be sweating like pigs, bro.
I remember when right in the NFL had that, when they were doing the exact same thing, and we said, man, we ain't finna watch the NFL this year. Yeah. And they was scrambling like mud that year because the viewership had went down. But you know, just like all black people, the next year it was back on it.
Right back on it. Yeah. See, and all that comes in because you know we're not tied on the string the way we need to be. Yeah. And when you see how they can spin the character of a person like a Kyrie Irving or a Colin Kaepernick or something like that. And it's funny because I said this on one of my live streams the other day. Okay. The same people who are shooting Kyrie down in media, the same black sportscasters and analysts who on these big TV shows, the same ones that are just blasting Kyrie Irving, they are swapping down. They love Muhammad Ali. They're swabbing down.
Yeah.
They love Malcolm X. You know, and when you speak about Muhammad, he's my hero.
Great.
I love Muhammad Ali. But you not locked in to the history of Muhammad Ali and Malcolm X and how, just like I said at the beginning of the show, they was considered chief anti-Semites back in their day, right?
Yeah.
They were hated by white America, by Jewish America. They were hated by these and sellout Negroes. They had them back then too.
Yeah.
Because Malcolm would debate, white guys, politicians, scholars, or whatever, but he also would have to debate black ones because there's a lot of black people that would be on the opposite side of that opinion, and they would sit up on these shows and challenge Malcolm on the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and what he's saying is good for black people. They would challenge him. If Malcolm would say, "Well, no, we don't turn the other cheek."
Yeah.
You know, you hit me, you stick a dog on us, we're gonna kill the dog.
Exactly.
You know? And so that was a radical, scary, dangerous way of thinking back in that time. But now, Malcolm is no longer here. Malcolm been gone.
Yeah.
You know, because the FBI and CIA and all, they had him assassinated. They assassinated Malcolm.
It's crazy that the FBI is still around.
Oh,
with how
where
they
they
started.
gonna go? They ain't going nowhere.
I mean, the origins of them and what the hit plan for them, and they still around to this day. So it's crazy.
Look. The FBI, they had and still have. They have what's called the counterintelligence program, and that is specifically geared towards attacking certain groups that oppose or try to fight for their own, just fighting for basic rights, or even to expose anything that they got going on. So they're not going nowhere, plain and simple. But some of these Negroes who claim they got so much love for all these black icons from the past, they would be the same ones that if that was if Malcolm X was in 2022,
they own him.
if Ali was the heavyweight champion now and taking that stand in 2022, them same ones that we see attacking Kyrie would be on them.
And how is he not going to sign up for the draft? How you going to change
Man,
his name to this?
Man, come on, bro.
You know they would have been
Come on,
crazy.
man.
Yeah.
This is this America. This your country.
You don't support the troops?
Come on, man. Come on, man. It's the same thing. So, but the beautiful thing about it is that the same way that for the most part, Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, they landed on the right side of history.
Yeah.
They landed on the right side of history once the story is told, for the most part. There's some other stuff in there that I ain't getting into. Yeah. But Colin Kaepernick, Kyrie Irving, if he hang on and hang strong, they'll land on the right side.
That's what I was about to say. They're going to be wrote down. It'll be movies about them. It's sort of just like the what's it, the ones that did this at the Olympics?
John Carlos, and that they took their stands on at the Olympics. And that's the key, because during that time, see, we are only valuable as long as we can dance and shuffle and sing and smile when they funny and all this good stuff. That's our value, to entertain and to serve. That's in their mind. It's like that's what you're here to do. And people get upset when you talk about that history, and they get insecure because. So when they get insecure, the first thing they say, "Oh, are you being racist?"
Yeah.
Nah, it ain't. Nothing that's been said in this conversation me and you have had tonight has been racist.
No.
It's just been historically accurate facts. So if anybody have a problem with it, just go do the research for yourself.
Right.
And if you deny anything we was talking about, go get this book. So, and you're not gonna be able to say, like what you said earlier.
Yeah.
We wrote the book. No, we didn't write the book. Well, we put the information. We compiled the information.
Yeah.
So you get insecure because you fear what was done to us. You fear that being done to you, and we ain't built like that. That's our problem. We some of the most loving, forgiving people in the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We the same police officer that killed our family member, we asking for a hug in the courtroom. So we not built like that. So any issues that you have, you got to take them up internally. Don't try to put that on us. Man.
I think that's part of our DNA. You know, they were saying like how we was in Africa and it's trees, it's fruits, so we don't be having that complex of like this and that.
Yeah.
But so we always gonna be forgiving, and that might be to our detriment.
Yeah, I mean it is because we was made that way. We didn't always have that. You know, we come from history of warriors, man. You know, and but when you buck break, when you make a slave, then the majority of making a slave is not physically commanding people to go out and do the work. You have to take them over mentally first.
Yeah.
I have to control your mind to make you run on autopilot, even when I ain't around. You know, and that's a mental process. So yeah, they're gonna have us in a mindset where it's like, well, man, we've been taught love your enemy, because who was in the slave house teaching on Sundays, taught the scripture to the slaves, because we weren't allowed to read it.
I was about to say that.
What's gonna happen if you found one of us reading? It's gonna be hell until the captain.
And what they say about the slave masters and all that. Think they added all that extra stuff into there.
Yeah, well, see, that's the beauty of, like, I got a Final Call newspaper right here on hand. I just happen to have one on hand, and what you talking about, turn to that back page, this last page on that Final Call newspaper, and what you just said, you say, didn't they mess with the book?
Yeah.
Now, when you go to the part about the Bible, it says, we believe, point number 3, in what the Muslims believe. And they look, peep the game. This ain't about just Muslims. Look, listen to the information, because y'all be so narrow-minded on stuff, man. It said, we believe in the truth of the Bible, but we believe that it has been tampered with and must be reinterpreted so that mankind would not be snared by the falsehoods that have been added to it.
And
so,
it's in bold.
right.
Like that.
Because it's a point of emphasis.
Yeah.
So what you just said is like, well, haven't they? Yeah. It's a lot of truth in the book, but it's a lot of lies and falsehood. That's why a lot of people they condemn religion. They're like, man, I don't believe in none of that stuff. But again, it's the same like we was having the Kanye conversation.
Yeah.
You got to train yourself to be able to extract the truth from wherever it is.
Yeah.
You can leave. See, you ever been to a buffet?
You ain't gotta eat everything.
You pick what you want to eat.
Yeah.
You pick what you feel serves your appetite.
Works for you.
You know, I ain't gotta eat everything.
Yeah.
So I can look through the book, and since we believe that we've been taught what is true and what ain't by the Donald Elijah Muhammad, we can look through that and say, okay, they made that up. They switched that.
Yeah.
That's a lie. They tamper. Oh, hold on. That's the truth. Give me that.
Yeah.
Let me pick one. You go into the grocery store, the produce section, you gonna check them fruits out. No, that's a bad one. You know, but you gonna get the good ones.
A lot of times I look for the stuff that you can still see truth in today through the book. Because some of this stuff, it doesn't go away. But certain things where you seeing like, okay, so he made an arc really? And all the stuff in there?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Or is that some kind of symbolism or something?
Yeah.
You gotta really, I pray for understanding before I read.
Man, no question. Well, you know, that could be a show for another time where we kind of break down the what's called allegories in the book, meaning that there are certain things that are to be taken literal, but there's other things that it's not true. It's not to be taken literal, because a snake didn't crawl up to Eve in the garden and start, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Baby girl, hey, what's up? You know, it don't happen like that. So we'll do a whole show on that, and we'll get some qualified brothers and sisters in here to come and break down, because to me, that's another reason why a lot of people they give up on.
Yeah, or the contradictions.
Yeah, right.
Because the Bible got a bunch of contradictions.
Exactly.
It's like you perish because you perish because you don't have the knowledge. But then at the same time, if you eat from the knowledge tree,
Yeah, we're gonna do a whole show on that. We're gonna do a whole show on that. That's a good topic to talk about, man. You know, because God ain't the author of confusion, bro.
It's,
And we are so all over the place. When you look at how, all you gotta do is go scroll down social media, you see how divided everybody is. In one topic, you're gonna have a full-blown argument and a debate going on between 1,000 people because we so all over the place in our opinions because a deceiver has come in and just stole them kind of seeds.
Yep.
So, you know, that's what we got to fight against. So if you got an issue with what Kyrie posted, the Hebrew to Negroes book or documentary, if you got an issue with that, then that means that, well, I don't say an issue, if you're confused about it, that means you got some research to do.
Is the documentary even out?
No, the documentary is out. Now, I don't know how people have been seeing it, but I saw Boyce Watkins retweeted, or he tweeted a post from this white guy. I forgot his name, but he retweeted a post where the white guy was basically saying, I watched the documentary and he said, I didn't see anything anti-Semitic in it. I didn't see anything that was disrespectful to the Jewish community. He said Kyrie Irving is being set up. They set him up to make an example out of him. And I mean, paragraph about that long. You know, I'll send it to you when I make it back. But the point of the matter is, there are a whole lot of people, a whole lot of white people, a lot of Jewish people that will bear witness to the truth.
Yeah.
And that's the whole key. So they will suppress some of their own people who will go, nah, we be lying, man. We be lying. You know, it's gonna always be that in any community because, see, there are a lot of people in the Jewish community that are really sincere about their faith and their religion. They not own that what the Zionists are on, what the elitists are on. They not own that. They like, look, man, I'm really trying to practice this the right way. So they don't get caught up in that. You know, even when Mr. Farrakhan does lectures and all that, look, he'll have members of all races, all religions, all organizations that'll be right there bearing witness. I saw a Savior's Day lecture, the minister that I revisited it.
Okay.
And he brought up this Jewish fella named, I think his name was Mark Hoffman, if I ain't mistaken. And he just blew the doors off of it. He was like, nah, it's not anti-Semitism, it's the fact that the elitists don't want to be exposed.
Yeah.
You know, he spoke about the Talmud, which is a writing, a piece of work that a lot of Jews swear by.
Okay.
And if you read the Talmud, bro, we ain't got time to go into that, but if you read the Talmud, you would be horrified.
Really?
You'd be horrified, especially as a Christian. Right. Now, for anybody who watched this and you might be a Christian, see, that's the whole key. It's like, we can't say, and this any of us, I don't care what you claim, but you can't say in one breath that, man, I'm God is my, you know, Jesus my Lord and Savior. I fear no man, I fear God. I fear God only, and I don't bow down to no man. But soon as the Jews attack you or come after you or you feel threatened, you get hush mouth. You ain't standing on God if you scared of some men.
Exactly.
You know, you ain't standing on it. And if you understood a lot of what they believe as it relates to your Savior, then get back at me and tell me how you gonna feel about it then. You know,
Talmud.
You know what I'm saying? The Talmud, Talmud.
Okay.
Talmud. You know what I'm saying? So it's just do a little research on it. You know, but the bottom line is that we got to have more backbone, bro, in terms of standing up.
Testicular fortitude.
Yeah, man. You know, testicular fortitude, man. You know, just standing up because we always have that, well, it ain't me complex as it relates to each other. It's like I said, we looking at it like, man, that's cold.
That's cold for him.
Man, boy. All right, anyway, man, y'all ready? Let's go. You know, instead of going to stand with him, going down, we get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
You know, but it's the same scenario when a brother gets killed by the police or something like that. You say, oh man, we're gonna rally, we're gonna march and protest. And I know a lot of people ain't into that no more. I understand, you know, because sometimes it's just a show, it's just a circus. But even in the show and in the circus, we still have to give that show of unity sometimes, just to put something on their mind. You know, even if they know, oh, these niggas ain't gonna do that. They gonna stand around, march for a little while, they gonna go home.
They do it every day.
But if you had that mindset of it ain't me, it wasn't my son.
Yeah.
But then next week it could be your son.
And then you gonna want the people to come out for
You don't want everybody, you gonna be blowing everybody phone. You gonna be calling every activist in America.
They strength in numbers.
Trying to exactly, you know, because it's you. So you have to be on board whether it's directly affecting you or whether it's not. Because even if it don't directly hit you, we still should feel that connection to want to stand with each other, man. Because man, we at war, bro.
Yeah, been at war.
We at war, man. Yeah, you know. And my song "Secret War" I say, but how can you fight a war when you don't even know you in one? And a lot of us don't know that we at war. We just coasting along. We in the strip club throwing up money. We got the little money gun, shooting the money. We smoking and drinking and popping pills and snorting lines and everything else. But meanwhile, man, they plotting.
They got their weapon on autopilot because we're doing it.
Man, yeah.
You know, you already missed just by you saying in the strip club with the thing. We already showing the women how not to. We giving that influence to have the younger ones that want to be there. So that already takes wife, family, and all that other stuff out the window because ain't nobody really wifing nothing like that. Man, we shooting each other. We doing most of this stuff to each other, man. It's on autopilot.
That's strong. Yeah. It's on autopilot, and we have to educate our young people to make them know, like we say about the war, we got to make them know that it is a strategy being used against you. See, if you ask anybody, like, man, how smart do you think you are in terms of having sense enough to not let somebody run a game or run a scam on you? Everybody gonna say, well, man, ain't nobody run no scam on me. Okay, but then if I start breaking stuff down, if I start showing you, this is what they do. This is why they always want to sign an artist that's talking about killing and pimping and hoeing and all whatever it is. They always want to make our women be butt naked all the time and talking about whatever. So this is why they doing that. This is why the record companies are putting insurance policies on y'all that's rappers.
Yeah.
Why you think they doing that? Then if you could wake up a few of them to go, oh, okay, they is trying to, yeah, okay. Then that could possibly, not for all of them, but for some, they might say, man, you know what, let me change my content. Yeah, I ain't gonna talk about that no more because it is influence. Well, go on and get dropped. Yeah. Go on and drop me because I'd rather for you to drop me. I'd rather for this label to drop me than for my people to drop me. For the good Lord to drop me.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's like you really can't drop me. You can free me.
Yeah.
So I can be on this label, well, we're gonna drop you. No, you can free me. Go and do what you gotta do. Because now I don't gotta tiptoe around, well, make sure I say this, or I gotta make sure I don't say that. You know, but it's all right for me to just talk about doing all this madness to my own people.
All the time, yeah.
Because it's no accountability, bro. So think about all the things, how we come in full circle as we wrap it up.
Okay.
How quick they blasting on Kyrie. Everything they snatched from Kanye. Everything they snatched from Colin Kaepernick. Anybody you can name down the line. Think about how quick they spring into action if you say one thing that's offensive to them.
Okay.
All of they components, like Voltron, they all come together and combine as one to tear you down. But they never take accountability for all of the things that they do and the offensive things that they say because we don't hold them accountable. I was thinking about
that's true.
Quentin Tarantino. The other night, and it just popped in my head because I remember Spike Lee was going in on that cat a few years back because he just brought to attention, like, man, this dude, every movie he make,
Niggas.
you gonna hear nigga in it 8 million times, you know? So he's sitting down writing these movies.
Exactly.
So he's actively
Putting that nigga in.
incorporating nigga in there on his own, you know what I'm saying? And a bunch of niggas, you know? So it's like, dude, why is there no outrage behind that? Now, we should be upset, but we don't seem to have a problem, you know, with other folks calling us niggas. I've seen it too many times. But why the Jewish community, why the Jewish movie company, why they not saying, oh no, this is insulting to them. This is offensive to them. You got to take that out of the script, man. Why they not doing that?
Yeah, they don't care.
Exactly, because they don't care. So they care about they care about the money, and they also are complicit in the subtle, subliminal act of genocide of our people. Because all of those little things, those little subtle things about the rap music and certain things, that contributes to us destroying each other.
Yeah. I think they understand the power in words. So that's why they let us put all that hate out and visuals as well. Right. But one little statement, they like, nah, we can't even let this stuff even start. But then as soon as they say it, we must instantly correct it.
Yeah. So you gotta correct it on their end, correct it for their sake. But it's an example too of how we can't look to them. And you can't look to an enemy to fix a problem that they cause. It don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna punch you in the eye and then put peroxide on the cut. I meant to cut you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we got to come in and say. Well, no, we got to take care of us. We got to remove ourselves from this whole matrix. We got to take ourselves out of that and strike the fear. As Martin Luther King said way back in the day, redistribute the pain. And the pain comes in the form of their pocket. You know, you start hitting their bottom line, they start getting together. See, the NBA and all those cats, they get more bold because they looking and saying, oh, Kyrie by itself.
And see,
ain't no help coming. So let's smash him. Let's smash him. You know, and in my eyes, man, all them dudes ought to be ashamed of themselves, man.
Yeah,
they ought to be ashamed.
Even LeBron was talking about it.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because when you know when your bread is buttered, I gotta distance myself from that. You know what I'm saying? Because they know if I say the slightest thing, oh, so you
agree with that?
You agree with that? You talking as if you support what he's no. No, I don't. I'm just saying. I was just saying.
You ain't been reading them books. He been reading, huh?
Yeah.
You trying to learn the truth?
No.
You trying to learn the truth?
Like, what book? What you talking about?
That's what it looks.
You been had a book sitting on this desk the whole time. No, I didn't. What book?
You been reading, nigga?
Reading? What's that? I'm like, putting all this stuff up, bro. I'm like, man, I can't read. Yeah, so I mean, but they know what can get us. You know? So to y'all who are watching this, man, you know, figure out what kind of backbone you got.
Facts.
Figure out what you are willing to stand on, and also understand that whatever they give to you, they can take from you. So be prepared to move without them, and be prepared to strengthen yourself to where it's like, man, I'm not gonna. If they take it, they just take it, because I can't let you take my dignity from me, bro. You know, I still gotta go home and look at myself in the mirror. I still gotta go home and face my family, man. And for $1 or for a position that they give me, I can't bend over for that, man. I just can't do it, man.
Take what they give you and then build yours.
That's strategy.
Because no, it ain't always gonna be there forever. Man. So take what you can while you can, and then use that to incorporate and build yours. Farms, learn how to do these things where you can independently grow. Tell them thanks for the startup money.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
I had a buddy of mine years ago.
Mm-hmm.
This was years ago, and we was talking about record labels that they give. It was back when the labels would give a guy upfront money.
Remember they used to give label deals?
Label deals and all that, but they would give you some money too. They like, man, we get to do $500,000. And he hit it from a different angle one time. I had never thought about it like this. He was like, because we was talking about how the labels recoup their money back. No matter what they give you, they're gonna get that money back. So your royalty check be small. You're like, wait a minute, I sold $800,000. How's my royalty check only $22,000?
Yeah.
Because they took back everything that they invested in you.
Yeah.
But he was like, man, look, label come along, want to give me $500,000, $1 million. He said, I'll take them reparations.
Yeah.
He said, just like that. He said, I'll take them reparations. Because he thinking in mind like, man, you give me $1 million, bro. I ain't worried about what you do after that. Because I'm going to build on that $1 million.
Bam.
To build my empire off of that. So I just laughed and I was like, I ain't never think about it like that, bro. Plain and simple. So we just got to be wise, man, because everything that they have, we gave it to them.
Yeah.
And that's just
that's an
actual
full fact. Yeah.
Actual fact. And except for that which they stole. In the beginning, it was the thievery where they stole and they participation in the slave trade, swindling people out of land and things of that nature. Now in the modern time, it's just hustling and swindling you out of your talents and exploiting it. And so all the billions and riches that they have come off our back, man. Plain and simple, man.
Well, they get it from us and we improve it for them.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, man. Without a doubt. Well, hope y'all enjoyed this first episode.
Yeah, man, that was a good one right there.
Because at the end of the day, this is just the beginning, man.
Yeah.
We'll also, like I said, you're going to see a lot of great guests in here with us, man. Just get it down, bringing that heat, bringing that fire. Matter of fact, the next episode y'all see, we will have a guest in the building, man. Special guest. I ain't going to tell y'all who it is. But appreciate y'all. Subscribe to the channel. Let everybody know that we doing this thing and that we ain't dancing. We ain't doing no dancing. If you see us dancing, it's gonna be some Ali dancing. We dancing with these hands. We sticking and moving on these boys, man. Bobbing and weaving.
That's full fact.
Yeah, no question about it, man. Underground Dialogue, your big brother Kyrie Irving.
The homeboy Key Stowe, man.
Already, man.
Yeah.
We'll catch y'all, man.
All right,
Salute.
no doubt. Salute.
Already.
Watch it.
Yeah, man.
Good evening. We are here reporting live, awaiting to hear from K. Reno, the rapper who has been under fire for his most recent controversial comments. He has called his press conference to issue a public apology for those statements. Earlier reports have stated that... Oh, hold on, guys. Here he comes now.
Babe, turn the TV up. I love it when these guys put their foots in their mouths and then they get chopped down to size in front of the whole world. How y'all doing today? I made some comments recently that caused grief to certain people once they reached across social media frequency. They informed me that my statements lack decency. Now I'm knee-deep with elite, powerful people seeking to beef with me. And even though my research was extensive and I knew that I was saying something true, I heard that you found it offensive. You cut checks that got me living fat. My major platform, you had given that. And I guess when I spoke, I didn't consider that. You afforded me the key to let me enter in the doors. But while lamenting my oppression, I was insensitive to yours. I was feeling the impact of a tragedy. And actually, I knew that I was in trouble the first second you contacted me, so I apologize. I never been involved with hating. I made blatant statements referencing the synagogue of Satan. I apologize. I guess I made waves when I mentioned everyone who played a role in the transatlantic slave trade. I know now there was an iffy move, but there was a whole bevy of hidden history that my people hadn't been privy to. Now it's causing me to lose my livelihood. See, I probably could have saved my job if I hadn't spoken, exposed Hollywood. They told me come and make peace. I got 1,008 tweets accusing me of flagrant racist hate speech. They won't tolerate or condone evil. They won't leave you. I even got a strong upheaval from some of my own people. What about the facts that I sent to you? Didn't know that picture I posted closer to me and Minister Farrakhan offended you. You told me to take it down and keep walking the line. If you speak your mind, minus all that black talk, you'll be fine. So I reflected and I realized that too often at times that you really think your history's more important than mine. But despite that, I'm standing before you, showing remorse, even though you out here claiming a name that was never yours, financially backing wars. Yeah, the list is extensive. I just wanna understand how my abuse is offensive. I'm only trying to be smart and let the knowledge be taught. Oh, my bad. Let me get back to this apology part. See, when I took a knee or spoke on the injustice I've seen, who knew I'd lose my record deal or I'd get cut from the team? Isn't it safe to say those ways are kinda like an enslaver? If you tell me I'm not able to critique your behavior, this situation's been hectic and it's left me dejected. But this ain't the type of apology you probably expected. Me bowing down to you was only a rumor. So yeah, I apologize for not riding on y'all shiesty ass sooner. Thank you.